Hello students, welcome back to the lecture series on retrosynthesis. Friends, as we discussed in my previous lectures about synthesis of alcohol and olefins, I hope you solved this example. Okay, so this was the last example where we stopped our lecture. It is all about synthesis of alpha beta unsaturated ketone, and what we did, we added water molecule across this double bond, especially on the beta carbon, and then we moved arrow to get the final compound like this. But friends, you can see that this diketo compound is not commercially available. So in today's lecture we will learn about how we can make the diketo compounds. Okay, so this is a diketo compounds, but more specifically I will say dicarbonyl compounds. So there might be dialdehydes, keto and aldehydes, diesters, diketones. Okay, so today's lecture is focused on retrosynthesis and synthesis of dicarbonyl compounds. So what type of dicarbonyl compounds are there in organic chemistry and most commonly used in organic chemistry? They are 1,2-dicarbonyl, 1,3-dicarbonyl, 1,4-dicarbonyl, 1,5-dicarbonyl and 1,6-dicarbonyl. So this 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4 and 1, 5 is the position of carbon, that is carbonyl group is situated 1 2 in this 1 2 dicarbonyl compound, 1 3 in this 1 3 dicarbonyl compound, and so on. So for 1 6 dicarbonyl compound we have one carbonyl over here, and after that 1 2 3 4 5 and 6 at 6 position this is a second carbonyl compound. So this type of dicarbonyl compounds are there in organic chemistry. So friends, today we are going to learn about 1,3-dicarbonyl compounds. Okay, we will start from 1,3-dicarbonyl compound, then 1,4, 1,5, 1,6, and lastly we will get to 1,2-dicarbonyl compound. So let's begin with the 1,3-dicarbonyl compound. So acetylacetone is the simplest example of 1,3-dicarbonyl compounds. So how we can disconnect this 1,3-dicarbonyl compounds? So we need to disconnect this bond which is near to carbonyl group. Okay, so what we will get? We get this kind of CO plus and then minus charge over here. This is a tautomerized form of simply acetone. Okay, so friends, if we have this kind of synthone, there will be ROX, which is a synthetic equivalent for this RCO plus. Okay, so there will be OET, Cl and etc. living groups for this synthone. Okay, we will have acetyl chloride or simply ethyl acetate for this kind of synthone, and to get the negative charge on this carbon we will get any carbonyl compound which have alpha hydrogen. Okay, so alpha hydrogen will be the acidic proton and it will generate a carbanion over here. So minus charge over here and plus charge over here. So it will attack over here, leaving group will leave and we will get our final compound. So disconnection of 1,3-dicarbonyl is like this. We need to disconnect one bond which is near to the carbonyl group. Okay, so let's see some examples. Now this is your target molecule. Can you synthesize this target molecule? This is a 1,3-dicarbonyl compound. What we need to do? We need to disconnect over here. Okay, we need to disconnect over here so we can get positive charge over here and negative charge over here. So let's see. I have disconnected this compound over here. I got PHCOOET. Okay, for the positive charge, what we did? We added one leaving group OET over here, and for negative charge, it is nothing but it's a alpha hydrogen containing carbonyl compound, that is acetophenone. So how we are going to synthesize this molecule? Okay, let's see the synthesis. We have acetophenone over here. This is acetophenone molecule. This proton is this proton is acidic proton. So in presence of base, it will generate carbanion over here, and when we add this carbanion to ethyl benzoate, it will form our target molecule 94. Okay, this is so simple. We can easily generate 1,3-dicarbonyl compound and they are very useful in organic synthesis. Now let's go for another example. Okay, for synthesis of for synthesis of target molecule 95. Okay, TM95 is there. So this is the 1,3 dicarbonyl compound again. This is the carbonyl of keto and this carbonyl of ester. So what we need to do? We need to disconnect either A method or by B method. So any bond which is near to carbonyl we can disconnect. So which method is helpful, or which FGI or which disconnection is helpful? Let's see. So if we disconnect over here, that is near this carbonyl group of ester, then we get this kind of compound plus this type of reagents, okay, to get the CO2 ET over here. And if we disconnect over here, okay, then method B will generate this. So friends, which one is most recognizable starting material for you guys? So I will say these two are similar, okay. These are the ethyl esters of phenylacetic acid, okay, and just we need to get this 2 moles of ethyl ester of phenylacetic acid, which will get us our final compound. So I will go for the route B and we'll do the synthesis like this. So to get the final compound or target molecule 95, what we need to do? We need to get the 2 moles of this ethyl ester of phenylacetic acid and need to treat it with the strong base. So one will attack on the other and we will get this final target molecule. This is how we are going to synthesize 1,3 dicarbonyl compounds. Let's go for the next target molecule. Okay, so this is very simple. So what we need to do? What we learn? Don't forget what we learn. What we learn, for the 1,3 dicarbonyl compound, we need to disconnect a bond which is near to carbonyl. Either you can disconnect over here or over here. So if we disconnect like this, we get again this ethyl ester of phenylacetic acid and then ethyl diethyl carbonate, okay, diethyl carbonate for the reagent. So these two are very commonly available reagent in organic chemistry. So some of my students might think, why not disconnect like this over here? Okay, what happens if we disconnect like this? If we disconnect near this pH ring, what we get? Of course this is a good nucleophile, okay, this is diethyl malonate. So we get the active methylene group and easily we can generate negative charge over here. But friends, other part will contain pH and X, that is a pHBr. So nucleophilic substitution on the benzene ring is very difficult. So even if you disconnect like this, this is not going to generate our final product. So for the 1,3 dicarbonyl compound, disconnect near a carbonyl group and don't try to disconnect like this. So this is the strategy for generating 1,3 dicarbonyl compounds. Let's go for the next example. This is very interesting example. Okay, can you show me the disconnection position? So either you can disconnect this bond, which is the bond for the ring, okay, the ring bond, or this is side chain of CHO. So it is always suggested that don't try to break the ring because constructing ring is a bit difficult. So let's disconnect the side chain, that is CHO, from this ring. So we can get the cyclohexanone, okay, cyclohexanone, 2-methyl cyclohexanone. Let's do like this, okay. This is a 2-methyl cyclohexanone and simple ethyl formate. Reaction of ethyl formate in presence of base with this compound will generate us our final compound. And there is no other possibility because first there are two reasons why we are not getting other side product, okay. First is when we are using base, this is a less acidic proton, so this will not going to be abstracted. And secondly, if we get our final product like this, it will be stabilized by hydrogen bonding or tautomerization. But for tautomerization, there is no hydrogen if the compound forms like this CHO over here. So if we treat the 2-methyl cyclohexanone with base and ethyl formate, we get our target molecule TM100. Okay. Now the next molecule is like this. If we have another side chain over here, we have active methylene group over here. Okay, I have just shown the synthesis. So active methylene group is over here. Okay, this carbon which is in between two carbonyl group, okay, contains very acidic proton which is easily abstracted by base, and when we treat with the this allylic bromide, then we will get our final molecule. So this type of molecule also we can generate from the 1,3-dicarbonyl compounds. So friends, now this is a next target molecule for 1,3-dicarbonyl series. So we can try, this is a 5-member ring, so we can try to get this 5-member ring by disconnection. So either we can disconnect over here, or we can generate this 5-member ring by disconnecting over here. So let's try to get this 5-member ring by disconnection. How we can do that? Let's disconnect over here. Okay, we will get this type of compound. So when we get this type of compound and we treat it with the base, this CH2 is containing alpha hydrogen containing compound which is acidic, which will generate carbanion over here, and it will attack on the carbonyl of this ester, and we will get our final molecule. So synthesis will be like this. We have this compound, we will treat it with the base, and base will generate carbanion over here, and it will attack on the carbonyl. So how many carbons are there in the ring? 1, 2, 3, 4, and finally this carbanion one is 5. So we get 5-member ring, CO and CO2 ET. This is how we are going to generate 1,3-dicarbonyl compound. So this example, please write down this example. This is homework for you guys. Okay, I already shown, by mistake I already shown the retrosynthesis and synthesis for this molecule. So this is homework for you guys. Just look at this retrosynthesis and synthesis and write down in your notebook. This is homework for you guys. Okay, so this is all about generating 1,3-dicarbonyl compounds and their derivatives. So thank you very much. References for this lecture series are Designing Organic Synthesis by Stuart Warren and The Logic of Chemical Synthesis by E.J. Corey. Also you can refer Claydon and Wikipedia also giving good information about these compounds. So friends, thank you very much. If you have any doubt, feel free to ask me. Okay, thank you.